So, funny story. I accidentally played through the next 15 minutes, having accidentally stopped the recording. So, thankfully Amnesia keeps, well, all of your saves, so I had to jump back, and it was last saved at the start of the last video, so I had to run through all that real quick again to get back to this point. So, I'm gonna record it properly this time, and hopefully this doesn't happen again in the future. Good thing my memory is not the best, so I'll probably wander about lost, even though I've done this part not 20 minutes ago. Well, 30 minutes ago at this point, but let's, back to the story.
4th of August, 1839. The nightmares woke me in the early morning, and for a moment I forgot where I was. Shortly after, there was a knock on my door. Alexander had heard my screams and asked me to join him in the parlor. As we drank our tea, Alexander began to tell me what he knew. It seems like the orb I found casts a long and dark shadow. It's not only a powerful item, but a dangerous one. Simply by touching it, you invoke the powers within, and if you are too weak to control it, it will devour you. The shadow is a sluggish thing, lagging behind the wielder, killing anyone or anything in its path to reclaim the orb. I said I didn't care about its powers, and that I should throw it away. Alexander advised against this, as I'd still be a part of the path to the orb, and eventually suffer death. Having the orb, I would at least have the chance to fight back when the time came. I asked Alexander what he meant when he said he could protect me, and he answered that things can be done, but at a price.
But what kind of price is the question? And is also a question in general for life. Everything has its price. So I'm going to huddle down here. Because, well, last time I went to the other side of the room, but that wasn't recorded, so this time I'm going this way. Hopefully it will work better. And it might not, because I hear growling. And footsteps. I'm left wondering what happens if I'm on top of a box when he finds me. Let's not find out. Now is not the time for breaking things. I think he's walked away. Okay, good. So, after that, I pretty much took to constructing a shelter as something to hide behind should he return, because it gave me a nice little blind spot to hide in. And then I came over and began playing with this. Not the dead pig, this bucket. Of whose contents are very, very fun to play with. Let's not stick our hands in buckets of acid. I feel this is a good life lesson. And what better to do with a bucket of acid? Throw stuff in it. Well, that was a very weird splash effect there. But, the idea being that this glass jar I picked up in the storage area is perfect for storing acid. And if you remember, there was a padlock that said it was weak, but not weak enough for me to break with the hammer and chisel, and it needed to be weakened further. The acid seems like just the tool for that job. I will say that, you know, re-recording a part, it doesn't have quite the same spark to it. Torn between the desire to try to
Who are you to question me?
Who are you to question me? You kind of end up torn between the need to redo the same things you did and also do new things, and it's a little bit awkward. I think I enjoy the spark of doing something the first time better. It's a bit more fluid, a bit more fun. You make more mistakes. Heaven knows I make enough of them. But it's fun to watch and fun to laugh at. Fun for me to watch. I hope it's fun for you to watch. Then again, I don't really think many people are going to be watching this, so... yeah. Nobody wants to hear me talk. Me and my droning southern drawl voice. That's not meant to sound pessimistic, I mean, there's lots of Let's Plays of this out there, and face it, people would rather watch Markiplier do this than me. He's got more of a spark. I don't remember where the padlock was. It is not this way, though. I know that much. This area is a maze. Is that the point? So that if somebody escapes their cell, they'll wander around and run into a guard before they're... Crud, I think I remember this part. Of course I remember this part, I just played this. Is this the right one? Yes! The acid has severely weakened it. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And yeah, that's the... Yeah, that's not a good thing, not a good thing. The morning sun flickered between the pine trees as the carriage approached the castle. A faint memory of reflections in the window pane repeated itself over and over. Can you hear me over the droning metal sound? Yeah, that droning metal sound is the... more or less the game's way of saying, hey, it knows you're there and it's following you. And this is actually where I looked at the time clock and realized that it wasn't recording, so we're caught back up, thankfully, and still got a good bit of time left to do this video. Also good. Ooh.
So you used the drain sewers as a means of transport?
Yes, they were built to divert water from an underground spring and are quite spacious. It seemed only natural to incorporate it into the overall structure.
But we won't be using it.
Not today. The flow is seasonal, and when the spring runs dry, the damp tunnels produce a rather poisonous type of fungi. There is an antidote, of course, but we won't be bothering with it today. Come, this way instead. We're almost there.
Just remember, this entire pathway has been me trying to get to his inner sanctum place. That's gotta be, even on a good day, a long walk. And, I can't help but notice this pipe over here is leaking not water. Can I put it in a jar? Oh, okay then. Jar of oil. Can I fill my lantern? It's not that type of oil, never mind. So... It will not budge. I'm actually going to... pause. Well, that didn't work. I was trying to alt-tab out of it real quick. I was going to disable something that just started updating that's affecting my frame rate slightly. One moment. Come on. Sorry about that. This area is just going to be a little lower frame rate. Sorry about that. Also, lever. I would complain, but everything in this place is falling apart, so it's really not all that shocking that it needs to be greased. Gonna go ahead and work off the assumption that oil I picked up will be useful. So how do I... Well, the flow is seasonal. I mean, he said, so that's... Do I put grease on the lever itself? Ah! Okay then. Ah! Broken pipe. Oh! Okay, well that seems to be working. Watch, I'll break the ladder in the process. Well, that worked. Woohoo! Well, that's my first ladder in the game. That's interesting. Totally not spooky looking place. So there's a control room. The beautiful wild orchid seemed a testament to nature's strength, being able to grow inside Brennenburg. Alas, it was Alexander's studies and care that enabled the flower to blossom. So... I've played enough role-playing games that this room made me think of a boss room. It's kind of sad that my brain works quite that predictably. So I'm not quite sure what goes on in here. I think that there was that other... I'm going to assume that I'm here to make that other walkway come down, because it wouldn't come down. That pipe segment is suspicious looking. I don't really know how to turn, what position to turn that in, so I'm just gonna wander over. And there's another pipe, typical. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I remember this part from seeing Markiplier play it. That I need that the other room to match this room. I mean, it would not have taken a huge leap of logic to figure that out, mind you. Just gotta be honest there. I do remember that. Something's moving. Since there was, a couple of these, I'm going to, again, assume that, like the gears earlier, that these are of some importance. I love that I just propped the door open. Well, that didn't work. Oh, good. So there's a handle for that. gonna assume that the pipes go at the very end of the hallway, because that seems reasonable. Ooh, oh, this looks interesting. Kind of giant piston. And a hand crank. Wooden crank. This one you can pretty much trial and error your way through. It's not a very complicated device there. 4 3-phase switches. That's 12 possible positions.
Daniel, is that you? What are you doing?
Was that an hallucination, or was he is the guy a telepath? How was he talking to him? I have a feeling that's a mystery that's not going to get answered. Yeah, notice it's past the 15-minute mark, but I figure I should... Here's a journal entry and the last of the 3 pipes. So... I'm going to call it here so that the journal entry can be on the next one, because that could add a couple minutes. But see you next time.